How's everybody doing today? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash the hell out of that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, wow, man, it's going down. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. It's a major showdown. These guys are going back and forth at it. On social media and on Twitter, man, they're both getting it in right now, man. Let me post up some of the stuff they're saying about each other on Twitter, man. It's wild. Earl Spence says, "I'm not gonna lie, 38-1 is still a great record." You know what I'm saying? Because one of the people said, Earl Spence says, "Look at this." He says, "Look at that guy's record, though. That's the guy who's gonna beat your ass in real life, not the guy you posted for likes." Yo, that's what I'm saying. So that's Earl Spence, said the first one. Terence Crawford came back and said the second one. And then Terence Crawford says, he says, "Not at all. You right." He says, "Because I'm gonna be busy, too busy whipping your ass. Then I'ma laugh when I see your facial expressions when you know you getting your ass whooped, and there's nothing you or anybody can do to help you." Wow, wow, man, these guys are going at it, man. Terence Crawford says, he says, "You a comedian now. I see you must be on that yak." Damn, man. So you gotta understand, man. Both of these guys are going at it verbally on the Twitter. It's pretty funny though, man, because Corey Lee Boxing doesn't even have a Twitter. Um, it's these two guys got to meet up, man. I really truly think that this is gonna be good for the sport. You got Terence Crawford, 38-0. Awesome record, awesome resume. Um, and then you got Earl Spence, man. Earl Spence is a dog. I think Earl Spence, he's just a dog, and
Or without the big price tag.
I just really think that, Earl Spence, fighting some of the greats, like he's doing now, is going to be nothing but good for the sport. You know, let me pull up his record over here real quick for you guys. You know, Southpaw, man, just beat you guys, man. That was a really good win too, man. The more and more I think about that you guys win, man, you guys got to give it up for Earl Spence, man, for that you guys win, man. That was awesome. In my personal opinion, um, I just think that you guys, was a good fighter, but Earl Spence was a great fighter, and that's the difference. That's the difference between, good and great. Earl Spence and you guys. That's the difference. You know, there's a difference right there. Um, so this is Earl Spence. He's 28-0, you guys, with 22 big wins by way of knockout. If you guys can't see on the screen, they got him ranked the number two welterweight in the world, but he is got a 5-star rating. Um, wow, man, Crawford got respect with the box rec, man. They got him rated number one. Um, and these are the people that he's fought lately. He's fought you guys, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, and the list goes on. Earl Spence definitely has some pretty good fights on his resume. Um, he's got to keep doing it, and he's got to keep wanting, to win these fights and wanting to, go through these grueling training camps. And I think, you know, at the end of the day, I think that Terence Crawford just said to screw it. I heard he had the Thurman fight on the dresser. They PBC pretty much said, we can get you the Thurman fight now. He was like, no, he wants the Earl Spence fight, and I commend him for that. We want to see the best fight the best. That's why we cover the sport. That's why we love the sport, man. And if the best ain't fighting the best, why are we paying for it? I ain't gonna pay my hard-earned money for a fight that I don't want to watch. I ain't gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Crypto Colors, what's going on, my brother? How's everything going, man? Smash that like button, bro. Just talking Terence Crawford. Right now, Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Um, I'm hearing that they're gonna begin negotiations real soon. Um, and man, I can't wait, man. I know a lot of you boxing fans out there can't wait. Uh, the more I think about it, man, the more fire this fight's gonna be, man. Two of the best welterweights, two of the best pound for pound fighters in the world are gonna meet up, man. And I think it's gonna show a lot of you guys fireworks, man. I think yeah, man. He says crypto colors in the chat says Bud versus Earl is a blessing for the U.S. fans. Yeah, man. It really is. You know, it really truly is, man. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. A lot of fans out there, they're saying that Earl Spence and Terence Crawford, you know, they're not gonna fight in 2022. And at first, I was just like, that maybe they might not fight in 2022. You just never know. Um, but now that I think about it, you guys, and now that I'm looking at it, I think they're gonna fight in 2022, man. I really do, man. Shout out to Penny in the chat, man. My brother Penny is in the chat. Let me drop that link for you guys, man. I want to know what you guys think, man. Who you guys think gonna win this fight, man? When this fight goes down, you know, this fight is definitely gonna go down soon, man. Sooner than later, I think. I think in 2022 this fight's going down, you guys. I really do, man. Penny says they should definitely fight in 2022. Yeah, man. A lot of fans, a lot of boxing fans out there in the boxing media, want to watch this fight, man. It's what the fans want. This is the only fight in boxing that I really truly want to see. Obviously, I want to see. Obviously, I want to see Usyk versus Tyson Fury, or Usyk versus Joshua. But man, I really truly want to see the best fight the best. And the only way we're gonna get that is if both of these guys get in the ring with each other, man. You know what I mean? Penny, what's going on, bro? How you doing today?
Hey Corey, how are you?
You doing alright?
Yeah, man.
Hold on, let me put my headphones in real quick. Hold on, real quick, Penny. Before we leave, going into the studios real quick. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Alright, Penny, what's up, my brother? What's going on, bro? How's everything going?
good man. Are you driving, bro, or keep your eye on the road, man?
Man, we good over here, man. What's going
I
on?
just
Where
don't want
you
to
at
get
on the bus?
train.
Oh, you on the train? Oh, okay, man. Yeah. So what
Yeah,
you think about Terence Crawford versus Earl Spence? This fight can possibly go down in 2022, man. I know it was a far fetched idea, but the more and more that you think about it, and the more and more that negotiations are gonna ready to begin, I just think that this fight is gonna go down, and I think a lot of fans, are gonna be really, really happy for this fight, man. This is what everybody's waiting for.
yeah, I agree. I think it should happen in November, like second. Is it first week of November? That's usually a boxing date. I think Pacquiao and Cotto have fought in those dates in Las Vegas. So yeah, I think it would be better than from an entertainment point of view. I think it would be better than Mayweather Pacquiao because both of them both Spence and Bud are still in somewhat sort of in their prime. I think Bud should accept that 55-45 split in favor of Spence because Spence has got three belts. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, shit, you got fucking Bud, you got Earl Spence throughout. At first he was like 70-30 or some shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, nah, man, that's
Obviously he went back and said he was joking, and stuff like that. But he really obviously he went back and said he was joking. But that was a crazy like breakdown. Like, dude, Nobody in their right mind, especially a guy like Terence Crawford, that's used to be getting these big paydays from Top Rank. Some people say that Terence Crawford was overpaid at Top Rank. Some people say that he didn't do
Yes.
media. Some people said that he wasn't worth the money that Top Rank was paying him, and that pretty much he got screwed because Top Rank got screwed because they didn't get the big fight. And I think that that's Top Rank's fault though. That's not
Yeah, I
Terence
agree.
Crawford's fight. Terence Crawford's job is to be. What's up with UGC in the chat, man, and Mason in the chat? What's happening, man? But I think it's really, right now I'm gonna be honest. I think it's Terence Crawford's not going to do a whole lot of media. We know that. We know that as boxing fans. He does not like the media. But we know why. I mean, shit, you got the same media members that saying, how you doing? And, how's your family? That same media member might, bash the shit out of him, and with a poor performance. So it's just like, you're only, the real media members, just call it straight down the middle. And he doesn't like that. He wants he doesn't want if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything to Terence Crawford at all. And it's kind of fucked up because as media members, you gotta kind of critique a fighter. You know what I mean? There's no
Yeah.
perfect fighter out there, but in Terence Crawford's eyes, maybe he feels like he's that one.
Hey, Corey, do you think he'll do a Dillian White? Bud, that is.
I can see that happening with Terence Crawford. I can actually see that happening, man. The more and more I think about it, and the more and more I break down these fights, and both guys fighting each other, I can see Terence Crawford not showing up for a press conference or something like that just to fuck with Errol Spence, But I think I think in the contract they're gonna probably have to be,
Yeah.
You gotta, you're obligated to sign. I don't know how the hell Dillian White got away with that shit, bro. I don't know
Yeah,
how, and
true. Yeah.
I think he got away with it because you know maybe they didn't put it in the clause or something like that. But I know Eddie Hearn, represented, Dillian White, and I know Frank Warren represented Tyson Fury, and both guys, not only did Dillian White and Tyson Fury not like each other, their promoters didn't like each other even more. So, I
Yeah.
feel like in this fight is different. I feel like Terence Crawford's gonna probably sign for a 1 or 2 fight deal with PBC, and I think that the fight's gonna get done and made in 2022. What you think, man? I mean, do you think that they can seal the deal in 2022?
Yes. Yes.
And
Because
this,
there's no other
what month? What month you thinking?
November.
Why?
Because that's a boxing month. That's for pay-per-view. I mean, historically, so it's usually the historical fights months for boxing in terms of pay-per-view is usually May, Cinco de Mayo, June, which is the Puerto Rican parade, September, Mexican Independence Day, and second week of November. For some odd reason, I don't know why. That's usually been historically the pay-per-view months. So yeah, I hope it happens this year. They don't have any other opponents to fight. Like who and also, if he finds a two to three fight deal with PBC, he can always have a rematch with Spence at 154, right?
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, Penny, the more I think about this fight, I think that this fight's gonna be like a 2 fight deal. I think that this fight is gonna be like, I think it's gonna be, Terence Crawford, possibly for 2 fights, possibly for a 1 fight, and then if the fight goes close, like if it goes to the scorecards and there's a close decision, I think that this fight could possibly go down twice. Um, because the more and more you think about it, who the fuck is Errol Spence gonna fight next? After he just let's just say hypothetically speaking, Errol Spence beats Terence Crawford. Okay, you didn't beat everybody at 147. Now you're gonna have to go to 154. Your best friend, well, one of your best, I wouldn't say best friend, but one of your really good friends, and your sparring partner and stablemate and same fighter as your coach has trained both of y'all. Okay, it could possibly, hypothetically speaking, in 2 weeks have all of the belts at 154. So I think if Castano wins, bro, he's gonna fuck up the whole 154-pound division, bro. That shit gonna be wide open, bro. If Castano wins, man, you know that, Penny.
Yeah, that fight's coming up soon, right? Harrison Sorry, Charlo Castano. By the way, I've got
Harrison,
Charlo winning. So,
Harrison, man,
sorry.
he already fought Harrison twice, man.
Yeah, yeah,
You got
yeah. No, no, sorry. I meant Charlo Castano. By the way, I've got Charlo winning that fight, Corey, in the rematch. I think Charlo will figure him out, just how he figured out Harrison in the rematch. I think in rematches, Charlo does well.
you think in the rematch Charlo does well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he'll knock him out this time. He'll knock him out late.
Wow. I mean, you know that first fight with Castano versus Charlo was really close, man. You know that, right?
Yeah, it was. It was
You
close.
know, it was razor thin close. You know what I mean? That shit had to go to the scorecards, and they still didn't. You know, some people say they still didn't get it right. Some people say Charlo won. Some people say Castano won. But at the end of the day, we're gonna get that fight twice, you guys. So not only are they gonna fight for the undisputed championship of the world, they're gonna fight for it once. They're gonna fight for it twice. They're gonna try to get it right twice, man. So I think this is going to shape out the 154 pound division, and just one guy having all of the straps, bro, is just so dope, man. I just think it's so dope, and
Hey
I just
Corey,
think that,
Corey,
huh?
if Bud wins this undisputed fight at 147, and say he then beats the winner of Harrison, he beats the winner of Charlo versus Castano at 154, so he becomes undisputed there as well. He's also undisputed at 140. Bud was also lineal champ at 135. Man, that's a pretty good resume, man. I reckon that's a better resume than Canelo.
That's a pretty good resume. I'm not gonna lie, that's a really good resume. Uh, Excuse me about that. Oh, that's a really good resume. The more I think about it, man, Castano. I think Castano can win this fight, though, man. Crazy as it sounds, man, I think Castano can win this fight. You know, the more I think about it, because he's just an all around good fighter, man. And Castano, the way he pressures Charlo, he knows how to slip up underneath his jab, and I think that does that fucks up the rhythm of Charlo, because Charlo is more of a rhythm fighter. He's more of an in and out fighter. You know, Crypto Colors is saying that, you know, um, if Bud wins, he said if Bud wins, he has to go up and fight Canelo also. Laugh out loud. No, I think if Bud wins, he's gonna try to go and fight like he said. He's gonna try to go beat up Crawford said that he was gonna first beat Errol Spence, and then he was gonna beat his cheerleader, um, Charlo, Jamel Charlo, the more louder, more outspoken twin brother of the Charlo twins. Jamel Charlo is the more pit bull, like he's the more aggressive
Yeah.
one. He's the more outspoken one. I think if it was all set up to Jamal Charlo, he would just fucking have no beef and just chill with his family. I don't really think Jamal Charlo is really all about that beef shit. You know what I mean? Shit, you seen what Jared Hurd did to one of them dudes. He smacked the shit out of one of them at the press conference. I mean, at the fight. And for talking shit about Jared Hurd's wife. So you guys
Hey,
got to understand, huh?
hey, Corey. Bud doesn't have to fight Canelo. Canelo's too far away, man.
No, I don't
Bud's
know. That's
limit
what
is
that's what yeah, that's what
Bud's
Crypto
limit's
Colors
probably
is
is
saying.
yeah. Bud's limit's probably at 154. I mean, he's a small welterweight to begin with, anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think Canelo Alvarez, I don't think he's gonna fight at 154 anymore. I think the lowest Canelo Alvarez could go, you guys, and this is really like pushing it, is 160. I think that's pushing it. Even that's tough. You know what I mean? Even that's not, you know what I mean? That's gonna be a tough call. You know what I mean? Like, smash that like button as soon as you guys come in, man. It's Corey Lee Boxing and Penny on deck right now, man. Yeah, man. We're talking about the 147-pound division and the 154-pound division, because the winner of Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence is gonna be going to 154 pounds, Penny, and like we
Who do you
talk
prefer?
about all the time, huh?
Hey Corey, who do you prefer to win to fight the winner of Charlo Castaño? Who do you prefer? Not rather who you want, who would win? Who would you prefer?
Who would I prefer?
Yeah, to fight the against Charlo versus Castaño.
I think if Charlo wins, bro, it'll be good for the division to see him fight Crawford or Earl Spence. But I think if Castano wins is more realistic. I think Castano, if he wins, I think he would really fight Terence Crawford next, or he would really fight Earl Spence next if the payday's right. And I think the payday would be right. Um, but that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of big implications on this turn. On this, I really think a lot of people are overlooking this Charlo versus Castano fight coming up. And because both guys, Earl Spence and Terence Crawford, both say they're moving up to 154 pounds after this fight. So you guys got to understand, you got two fucking awesome fighters in, Terence Crawford, you know what I'm saying, and Earl Spence. And you're talking about two powerhouses like that moving. Not only whoever wins the fight, they win the fight, but both of these guys are moving up to the same division again. So they might cross paths again. I mean, we might get a trilogy while it's all said and done of this fight. Because if one of these guys, I think if one of them loses a close decision, I think we're gonna definitely get a part two, man. What you think?
You
What
mean?
you think,
Sorry,
Penny?
I got cut off. Sorry, I got cut off. What did you? What was your question?
I was saying that both of these guys, if both of these guys win or lose, they're gonna move up to 154 pounds anyway. So I think 154 pounds is gonna be on fire, and I think Castano's not scared of either guy because he's fought Laura already. He's fought Laura, man, and Laura was still really good at that time. And so, I just think, he had a draw with Laura. He's got a draw with Charlo. Castano is no
Yeah, man.
fucking walkover.
Yeah, these Argentinian boxers, man, they're no joke, man. Like guys like Matisse and
Yeah,
Maidana,
yeah.
and man, these, you know what I mean? They're no joke, man. And
Whew.
Chavez as well. Remember Chavez, the guy that fought Keith Thurman. Those guys are like those Argent. I wouldn't be surprised if Castano comes from Santa Fe, Argentina, because they usually come from that. The boxers usually come from that place. But yeah,
Man, they got some
in,
good boxes
I
out there.
actually prefer Spence to win against Bud. Yeah, they do. Even Monzon, I think, is from Argentina as well. Remember Carlos Monzon, the middleweight guy?
Mhm. There's some good fighters out there, man. There's some really good fighters out there, man.
154. Because Bud to me is a natural 147. I don't know if. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
I hope.
right
But
now,
just going back to the Spence Bud fight, I hope Bud. Yep. You go.
Oh, go ahead, Penny. My
Yeah, go,
bad.
Corey.
It's a little delay. It's a little delay in between us, but you go ahead.
Okay. I was thinking that Bud should really concede to Spence's demands because Spence is the A side, right? Not a lot, but at the A side, he should accept that 55-45 split. I think that's fair. Don't you think it's fair?
What is it? The 65-45?
55-45 in favor of
55
Spence.
40, 55 45. I can see that happening. Um, just because Earl Spence has three belts and Terence Crawford only has one belt, that's got to play into consideration at one point in this fight. Some type of in negotiations. Like, both guys got to concede. And eventually come together on an agreement.
Yeah,
I don't think both guys are gonna. You gotta give
yeah, yeah.
you got to give these guys some leeway. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is like they got to have some wiggle room. You can't think you gonna get it all, man. I know Earl Spence is gonna go in there thinking he's gonna. We might fuck around and see a 50-50 split. You just never know. You just
Nah,
never know.
nah.
I mean, I'm just saying it's not out the realm of possibilities, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not out the realm of
But Corey,
possibilities.
Corey, Corey. But Corey, one guy has three belts, the other guy has one. The math tells you that it's not a 50-50 fight. And plus, Spencer's fought better opposition at 147 than Bud, right?
Yeah. Both guys got good opposition, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, both guys are good. But I just think right now, man, at 147 pounds, man, at 147 pounds, I think that Terence Crawford's number one and Earl Spence is number two. But I mean, like I said, I want to see who's gonna come out this fire, Penny, and who's gonna come out unscathed, man. One of these guys could win this fight by brutal knockout, man. And I think that that's a major statement for one of these guys to win by knockout would be a major statement to whoever's at 154. I think if Charlo's watching this fight and he wins his fight coming up with Castano, the winner of Castano Charlo is gonna have huge implications on a 147 pounds fight too because they're both moving up and they want the straps and because
Yeah.
they're going to be undisputed. Whoever wins Terence Crawford versus Terence Crawford versus Earl Spence, whoever wins that fight gets an immediate crack at the WBC. The WBO has a rule that you can get an immediate title shot. You can get an immediate title
Yes.
shot right after you move up from one weight class to another. That's what Alexander Usyk did with Anthony Joshua and a list of other fighters. And I think it'll be no different for Terence Crawford or Earl Spence, the winner, to move up and face the pretty much we got a four-way tournament right here. We got a four-way tournament. You know, if you think about it. We
Yeah.
got Errol Spence, Terence Crawford,
Yes.
and we
Hey,
got Brian Castano and Jamel Charlo too.
hey, Corey, who do you have winning in that Bud versus Spence fight? What's your prediction if that fight happens?
What's my prediction in the Bud versus Spence fight?
Yes.
All right, man. It's gonna be my breakdown. Then I'm gonna head out, man. I'm topping it off at 30 minutes, you guys. I'm gonna do this 30-minute live stream. I'm gonna give my little quick breakdown. I'm gonna let Penny do his thing, and then I'm gonna wrap the show up. But this is my assessment on the Spence, because we could go all night, Penny, man. We could talk about this shit all night, dog. You know how I do, man. But I got shit I gotta do today, my dog, man. I love talking to y'all about boxing, man, and I can't wait till I go to the fights again, man. A couple media people has been hitting me up, man. Shout out to Fighter IQ, that's actually with Fight Hype. I've talked to him and I talked to a couple other guys. And I don't know, man. I might do some, do some other work with some other companies, man. So I don't know yet, man. We're gonna see. It's a lot going down right now. We're gonna see though. But yeah, Terence Crawford versus Earl Spence. I really truly think that it's gonna be the power of the jab. Who can implement their jab? Who can who can have that, that power, that devastating power with their jab? And I think Terence Crawford's jab is gonna be really key because he can switch stance. You know what I'm saying? He can switch stance. He can go southpaw to orthodox. And I think that that's going to disrupt Earl Spence and his game plan. But I do think that Terence Crawford does have to watch out for Earl Spence's power and his movement. You know, I think the power advantage of this fight, I would lean more towards Earl Spence just because he's a naturally heavy fighter, and Earl Spence's frame could have never made 135. Terence Crawford was a world champion at 135. So you guys got to understand that dynamic. Yeah, Corey Lee's breaking down the weight too. Yeah, that I mean, I'm just saying that's how close these guys are in skill, man. That you got to actually break down the small fundamental things and all of that type of stuff when you talk about a mega fight like this. That's how I'm able to get so close on these predictions on the stoppages and everything because I tune in and I really watch fighters, you know, stylistically. I see do they want to go for the finish? Is that something that's even in their mind when they're fighting? Are they aggressive? Do they have that, that beast in them? You know what I mean? Can that come out when they're fighting? And I mean, all signs point to yes to both of these guys. Both of these guys have dog in them, and both of these guys can't ice you at any given fucking time, man. It can go down. So Yeah, man, that's my breakdown on Terence Crawford versus uh that's my breakdown on Terence Crawford versus Earl Spence. And Penny, what you think about the fight coming up?
Yeah, Corey, I've got Spence winning that fight because I just think Spence has been tested at 147. Like this thing with Bud, when you guys are saying, oh, he's a switch fighter and how good he can execute that. But dude, I mean, anyone can look like Sugar Ray Robinson against washed up guys like Khan and Brook, and fighting nobodies like some of Bud's opponents. They're like Postol and these guys, yeah, like and Dunga. Anyone can look good fighting those guys. Whereas Spence, he's fought like guys like Brook, who was a champion. He fought Danny Garcia. He fought Sean Porter. He fought Ugas also, who was a champion. He's actually fighting legitimate 147, and he's been tested. And not only that, he's been on a deep end at 147. Bud hasn't been on a deep end at 147, and Spence, he will take Bud to the deep end, right? And I don't know if Bud can swim out of that. Spence can. He definitely can, right? He's proven that over and over again. So that's why I think, for me, I think Spence will just maul him. I think it will be like one of these, like I think it will be like Margarito Cotto fight. Remember when Margarito was just mauling Cotto and he couldn't get him off him? I think that's how Spence will beat Bud, because I don't think Bud has got the I don't think Bud has got in stamina or power in the championship rounds to beat Spence, because at that by that time Spence would have beaten up Bud. You know what I mean? So that's my breakdown. I've got Spence by decision or late stoppage. Late stoppage.
Wow, man. So there it is, man. Penny is not messing around. We're going to see when the fight gets announced. Is Penny going to stand firm on what he believes in, or will he switch his answer, you guys? We will see, man, when it comes fight time, man. We will see, man. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. Penny, if they want to find you anywhere, man, you want to give any shout outs, anything, man, and let the fans know where you're talking from, man. Let them know where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from New Zealand, so I'm usually with in Corey or Maestro or Ringside Reporters YouTube channel. I don't. I've got a YouTube channel, but no, I don't want to. I don't want to provide my own content because I'd like to help out you guys, the HCP team. You're in that team too, right, Corey?
Hey, man, I mean, it's an honor to be in that joint. You know what I mean? If they invited me onto the show before, and me and Beeves talked about some stuff, so I think it's an awesome
Yeah.
thing, man. I think it's everybody got an awesome movement going on, and it's just like, I'm just all about positivity in the sport of boxing, man, because this can be a very dark sport, man. So,
Yeah, man.
with that
Hey,
being
man,
said, man, huh?
hey Corey, keep your eye on the road, man. So I'll see you.
I'm
I'll see
parked.
you
I'm
whenever.
parked.
Oh
I'm parked.
yeah. Okay.
I've been parked for like 10 minutes now. But yeah, I got you though, man. Peace out,
All right,
y'all.
man. All right, man.
All
See
right,
you.
y'all.